Hi, I'm Mark, this is Wild Duo, and I will now explain you Baleen Bubbles. So let's have a look at the rules of Baleen Bubbles, one of my favorite games of the collection. When you start the game, you place the ocean board in the middle of the table between the two players, and you take out all the tiles from the humpback whale bag and place them like this on the board. So that's the start setup. So in the game, it's all about that you are a pack of humpback whales and you want to hunt down your school of fish. So the black player wants to hunt down this school of fish and the blue player this school of fish. So what's the goal of the game? The goal of the game is to get your school of fish here on the central field of the board. Same for the blue player. So how is the game played? So in the game you take turns, and when it's your turn you move one of your tiles. So either your school of fish or the humpback whales. So how can the tiles move? They can move vertically, they can move horizontally if they are not blocked, of course, and they can move diagonally. And but there is one very important rule to the movement, and that is if you move a tile, it has to glide through until it bounces into another tile of the opponent or of yourself, or into the edge of the board. So for example, for this piece, that means if I want to move this one vertically, it has to move until it bounces here in this other tile. If I would move it diagonally, then I would move it until here, until it bounces in this tile. Same for all the other pieces. For example, this one, if I would move it diagonally, it moves until here, because now it bounces into the edge. Or same here, moves again into the edge. And so over the turn of the game, the board develops, of course, and your goal is to get your school of fish here in the center. And for doing this, you of course have to manage to somehow get one of the humpback whales, for example, in a position like this, so that you in your next turn can move your fish into here on the central field of the board. And once you have done this, you win the game. There are 3 special rules that I want to mention shortly. The first is blue always starts the game, and it's important that there is one forbidden starting move, and that's this one. So this move, to move the blue school of fish vertically in front of the black school of fish in the very first turn, that's not allowed. All the other moves are allowed, and when it's black's turn, this move would of course be allowed. But it's just that you, as a starting player, you are not allowed to do that. The second special rule is no other piece than the school of fish are allowed to hold here, to stand here in the end of a turn. So for example, if I would have something like this, so black would have moved the pieces over the turn of the game like this, this move wouldn't be allowed. So it's never allowed that a blue a humpback whale stands or stays on the central field. That's only allowed for the school of fish. And the last rule is there is a second way of winning the game, and it's a rare one, but sometimes it can happen. If you manage to block the school of fish of the opponent completely, so that the opponent is not able to perform a turn with their school of fish, then you also win the game. But yeah, normally the game is decided by someone moving their school of fish here in the center, and then the game is over. And that's Baleen Bubbles.